Hi, my name is Gus, and I'm the owner of Solar Specialist here in Tarpon Springs, Florida. I made this short little video for everyone that gets an electric bill from Duke, so they're able to go through and take a look at it and see exactly what Duke charges them every month. So I hope this information is valuable to you, and thanks for watching.
So this is a Duke Energy bill, and it is the front page or the first page that you get from them. And of course, when we get our electric bill, the first thing that we look at is right there that money that we owe for that month. So this bill is $321.99. I want you to take a look up here, though. The service for this bill is for 34 days. Which is very strange because there are no months that are 34 days. And then down here where that green arrow is, you see how many kilowatt hours they charged you during that billing period, not month, because like we said, there are no months that are 34 days. And I'll explain to you a little bit later why Duke does that. And then that's your 12-month usage there. That's what we use to see how many solar panels you need. So let's take a look at how electric companies are set up. Of course, we all know they're a monopoly. So if you're a Duke Energy customer or a TECO customer, you can't switch back and forth if one has a better rate. If you could, then TECO right now is at 12 cents per kilowatt hour. Duke right now is 16 cents, and I'll show you how we figure that out. And if that was the case, and people were allowed to move to a cheaper electric company, everyone from Duke would go over to TECO. But unfortunately, they can't. It's a monopoly. So let's take a look at the insert that Duke sends everybody to tell them what they charge for electricity. As you can see, this is a current insert from September 2022. One big thing to keep in mind is how many customers Duke has. That's 1.9 million customers. That's not people, that's businesses with 500 people in it, homes with 5 people, 10 people in it. So those are meters and not customers. So they are the largest utility in the United States. Of course, we get all this information from their website, as you can see down at the bottom, highlighted in red. And what we need to take a look at is this example right here so we can kind of understand what Duke is charging us. So I blew that up a little bit, zoomed in on the example. And as you can see, I have there on the side, how many charges does Duke have? So let's see. Well, first in red, before we move forward, right up top, it tells you fuel rates are subject to change. And I'll show you why that affects you later in the video. Let's take a look at the charges. Customer charge, fixed monthly amount. That's something you can't do anything about, whether you use electricity from them or not. Energy charge, fuel charge, asset securitization charge. Now, this is a credit. It's not a charge. That says to you that Duke Energy can shut off major appliances, mostly your air conditioning, during times of high usage, which means if it's really hot outside. So, last thing you want is for them to be able to turn your air conditioner off. But they put that credit in there because it makes the final bill lower because it's a credit. And then gross receipts tax, municipal franchise fee, and a municipal utility tax. So those are the charges, and of course, those add up to what you owe on that example of a 1,500 kilowatt bill. That's what this example is of. So let's take a little closer look at what's happening. Of course, there's our customer charge, energy charge, but now there's surcharges. And if you look closely, there's the fuel charge and also some surcharges. So what's happening is that once you go over 1,000 kilowatts per billing period, and if you notice up here, it is showing that the billing period is 30 days. And the other one that we saw, the real bill, was for 34 days. The reason being, the longer they can keep you on this expensive electricity here, the more money they're going to make. And they use a very intelligent algorithm, let's say, to know how to get the most money out of every customer. And then asset securitization charge. That's for the failed nuclear power plant that Duke built that everybody paid for, and now they're still paying to secure it. It's a big scam. And then plus they add 3 different taxes. So those taxes are added on your bill depending on how many kilowatts you used, because it's a percentage of your bill. And then, of course, there we go with that's what everyone worries about, $242.06. If we divide that by the 1,500 kilowatt hours, which this is an example of, we come out to 16 cents per kilowatt hour for Duke, like we saw earlier, compared to TECO. So let's take a little deep dive into Duke Energy over the last 5 years. So here's that same example, same insert, but it's from 2017. You see it's only $192. The same exact example in 2022, 5 years later, from Duke Energy is $242. So that's a 25% increase. So if we divide that over the 5 years, we can say that Duke Energy has 100% increased electricity by 5% per year. So what's that look like for you as a homeowner? So 16 cents per kilowatt is on this $242 bill, which means that at 5%, which this graph shows, within 5 years, you're going to be paying 20 cents. And then after 30 years, you're going to pay close to $200,000 for electricity to Duke that you have already used, and you really have nothing to show for that money. But here's Duke Energy in a very current article. You can see right here, it's from the Tribune Star, and it's from August 3rd, 2022. And they're asking for a 7.2 rate increase in this area. But if you look over here in another area of Indiana, they were already approved by 16% because of higher natural gas prices. Remember, we saw that on the electric bill earlier, that prices are subject to change. So 16% is catastrophic for homeowners. But even at 7%, let's take a look at what that looks like. 7% on $242. Over 30 years, you're at $274,000. That's a lot of money to give to Duke for something that really you're going to have nothing to show for. So there's the 5%. And if you look over 7%, which is very realistic with what's happening right now. Now, why do we use the 30-year example on how much you would pay? Because first of all our systems through our Power Care network receive a 30-year warranty, including parts and labor, zero deductible, zero out-of-pocket costs, complete U.S. coverage, transferable ownership, and then it's backed by our Power network, and this is an in-house insurance. This is not something external from our company. And then just so you know, Power Network right now is the 43rd fastest growing company. Not solar company, but company in general, and Inc. 5000 currently. So let's see another thing that's driving up prices. So we have Duke Energy up top here, and they have all their customers that they're charging the 1.9 million meters. But Some of those customers are leaving and going solar. So that means they're not making any money from those customers anymore because they're not selling them electricity. So what's going to happen to the people that are left that haven't gone solar or can't go solar? Well, the homes that are left will pay for the ones that leave. And of course, Duke Energy has net metering caps in place. That's their safety net. And what that is net metering is how it makes sense for a homeowner to go solar. Basically, your solar panels are making energy during the day, and then that excess electricity is being sent back to the utility grid. And then when you need it at nighttime, it's being sent back from the utility, but you're not being charged because you're getting a 1-to-1 credit for energy that you put into the grid that you take back out of the grid. And that's why we size your system to generate that amount of electricity that you need over a 12-month period. But there are something called net metering caps. It's a limit on the total amount of systems installed in a region or utility service. So what does that mean? Even if you want to go solar, in the future you might not be able to. And here is Duke right here from 2018, and it already hit its net metering caps. And if we take a look at down here, look at what that total percentage is. It's ridiculous, only 2%. So once they get 2% of the homes to go solar, they don't give out anything that would allow you to connect to the grid. You would need what's called an interconnection agreement. And then other things happen. You go into net metering 2.0. And if you want to find out more about that, just contact us and we'll let you know exactly how you can get grandfathered in to the 1-to-1 credit for net metering. So there we are again. Duke Region hits the South Carolina net metering cap. 2% total was the amount of homes that they allowed to go solar. So what are the 3 ways to go solar? Well, cash, loan, and lease. A lot of companies only will offer you cash or loan because they don't have a large enough network to have a leasing partner. And leases are great for people that don't qualify for the tax credit, or there is no minimum income requirement. Because on a cash or a loan, you will have to qualify for the 30% income tax credit based on your income. So all of these 3 have their ideal homeowners, and we'll be more than happy to discuss which one would be best for you if you're interested in going solar. So thank you again for watching. Hope you never have to read another electric bill again. Please visit us online at sunmarket.solar, or you can come see us at our store at 528 South Pinellas Avenue, Tarpon Springs, Florida. Or you can call or text at our main office number, 727-477-9922. Again, thank you again for watching, and have a great